It feels like AI is going through puberty. It's overpromised, it's awkward, and everybody's pretending like they know what they're doing with it. They don't. LinkedIn is full of experts, as you have seen, who claim this ChatGPT prompt makes them $10,000 a month.
Right.
And you're still getting nonsense responses when you use one of the GPTs out there.
Wow, this is garbage. You actually like this?
I've prepared a list of 5 intelligent questions that the most innovative e-commerce C-suite is quietly asking of their web development agencies to cut through this smoke and mirrors show. These aren't just questions. They're a BS detector that reveals who actually understands AI versus who's just out there trying to ride the hype. You already know that I'm part of an e-commerce agency, so I know the type of answers you should be hearing. But I am going to mainly save the answers for future videos, so make sure you subscribe, just to do each question and answer the justice that it deserves. The first question seems obvious, but how they answer it tells you everything about their actual AI capabilities versus their sales pitch. And that is, what are the immediate opportunities for us to implement AI into our website today? Okay, so product description updates in ChatGPT, those recipes, yeah, they're a great start. But that's like trading pennies nowadays. One of the most entertaining follow-up questions then, is AI the most efficient way to do this? I recently heard of a Fortune 500 company adopting AI in a major customer-facing workflow, and they had to factor in so many exceptions it made me wonder, is this actually AI? Or just normal software development in a tree of decision-making process? And that's by no means any new technology. Additionally, you can ask their perspective about leveraging existing tools such as search providers, or on the other hand, using purpose-built in-house solutions with a highly customized and targeted system. And in fact, I actually made a video about one of our recent in-house projects that I'm super excited about. Link is right up here. This first question is critical to breaking the ice, but I got 4 more that go way deeper. And the second question is, how do we measure the value of AI compared with the upfront or initial investment and then the ongoing costs? While AI is currently heavily subsidized, there still is a cost associated with it. And you need to understand the immediate development, but then the ongoing maintenance costs and just the AI costs in general. But we like to look way further than AI's costs. We have to ask the question, what is the value that overwhelmingly pays for AI? So this takes it out of the cool camp into something that actually drives revenue. And that's the only camp we should be playing in. While these first 2 questions are essential, I think we all agree that AI and its capabilities are just barely being tapped. So until this e-commerce AI explosion, the next question is the best question to ask today. What data are we collecting to prepare for future AI investments? Nothing is worse, well, probably something is worse than getting to the point of having an incredible AI superpowered idea with a bevy of provable value backing it up, but you don't have the data to pull it off. Unfortunately, I have yet to almost see this question being asked by e-commerce companies. Okay, yeah, we see Google Analytics reports. Well, that's too general. I mean, you might watch user sessions in Hotjar. That's usually too specific. But you need tools that honestly and ethically collect customer data so that it can be leveraged in these future to be determined applications. And the time to do that is not in 2 years from now. It is today. We here at SwiftOtter have a list of these tools that do bring measurable data-driven results. There will not be ROI now for getting these systems going. There will be in the future, guaranteed. Start collecting data now and understand how your users interact with your website and be ready to have your AI superpowers soar to new heights. Now, if I may, let's make these questions more personal to the agency. Not quite in awkward, uncomfortable squirming territory, but I'm betting these last two questions are going to raise your counterpart's blood pressure by a few points. And that is, how is your team leveraging AI to give me and my company, we're paying the bills, more value? Don't accept BS answers like, we are so excited about AI. Instead, look for answers like, our engineers are using it daily, and we're seeing X, Y, and Z time efficiencies. It might be too early to ask for what stats are we looking at, but it's not too early to ask how it's used. You should hear stories about how every role on your account has been improved with these efficiencies. AI is a super enabler. It has a bigger and a more consistent brain than we do. And that's what makes it so smart. Your agency should be using it to its maximum capabilities. And to wrap up this conversation is one that's near and dear to the hearts of those here at SwiftOtter. What are your policies for your use of AI on our data and code base? In other words, you as an e-commerce operator asking this of your e-commerce agency. I know I said I would not talk about answers, but I will tell you what's a bad answer, and that is, trust us, we are so careful with your data. And a long pause also fits into that category too. It has happened. Samsung's confidential data ended up in ChatGPT here a year or two ago. The main culprits are the free or the $20 a month plans on, for example, Claude or ChatGPT. And this happens because the input questions and some of the information that it returns, or at least the information being sent in as well, are then used for further training. Not to brag, but I'm really proud of our team because we recently achieved our SOC 2 Type 1 certification. This basically verifies organizational best practices, and an agency, you would be surprised, has an unbelievable number of moving parts. One outcome was creating an AI acceptable use policy, and it was built around security and real-world best practices. Use AI, but make sure your confidential information or intellectual property is not inadvertently spilled across the irreversible pages of the internet. AI should not and cannot ever be this shiny object that we chase just for the sake of a shiny object. AI must be contained within the box of superpowering technologies. In other words, does it assist in efficiencies or revenues? In that case, it's a go. These questions will help you sift through the value that you're getting from your current e-commerce agency. And I'll be honest, it's really hard to keep up. But it is also our job as e-commerce agencies to lead you through this monumental transition. So if these questions exposed gaps, you know what to do. Shoot me an email, joseph@swiftotter.com. I'm here to help. I want to see you succeed. Let's have a conversation, because it might be just a couple of more suggestions and your e-commerce agency will then be ready and superpowered to help you lead the charge through this AI transition.